Stephanie Bain, I have a books. I'm a book addict. There's so many books. Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is gonna be the Unpopular Opinions Book Tag 2.0. Yeah, that's literally what it is. I'll link the first one I did down below. Do not worry, I actually went back, watched what my answers were just to make sure I don't repeat, because some of these is kind of tricky to like come up with different ones, making sure, because you're like, oh, I didn't talk about it, but then you're like, really, I did talk about it. But don't worry, I picked ones I didn't choose before. Some of these answers might be very obvious because in the past, since I've done it, I have talked about these things, but I'll stop babbling now. Number 1 is a popular book or series that you didn't like. For me, that was Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I don't talk about my dislike of this book that much, just because I really didn't care. It was one of those books, I don't even own it anymore. I used to, and I unhauled it a while ago. But it was one of those books that as soon as I was done reading it, I was like, this gave me nothing. I didn't enjoy it. It's not like, it was just funny. I didn't like the humor. I thought it was quite boring. The main character was not very likable, and just the whole like scenario, I just felt like it went nowhere for me. So yeah, but a lot of people love it. I still haven't even seen the movie. I like the actors that they have in the movie though, so that will happen eventually. But I didn't care for the book at all. Number 2 is a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but you love. This is very obvious. The Madge trilogy. I honestly still don't understand why some people dislike it. I just found it to be beautiful. I've talked about it in the past. I think the writing is very simple but beautiful. Her writing is gorgeous. I loved the fact that it like really does talk about like socialism. That's this world. It's like legit to the T, and I thought it was very good. And I love the weight of words, and just like everything is very character driven, that's for sure. And the first book is a lot slower than the second in terms of that, but it's just so beautiful, and it's the only love triangle that to this day I still think actually makes sense. Numero 3 is a love triangle where the main character ended up with the one you did not want them to end up with. I didn't take any of these books down, by the way. I have 2 for this one. The first one, no spoilers, don't worry, I'm just gonna say which book, and y'all bitches will know what it is if you've read them. The Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. Currently, it's not my ship at all. If you watch my review, you know who I ship who with, but really just like, no. And don't get me wrong, I love this character that I'm about to complain about. Akamath, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I do not ship them together. You guys know who I'm talking about. I love him, don't get me wrong, but I liked her. I feel like he's misunderstood. Everyone's so mad at him, and I'm like, but I still love you. It's okay, I still love you. A popular book genre that you hardly reach for. Classics. I don't read classics. I'm just getting into classics, and by that I mean I'm just reading Sherlock Holmes. I don't like classics. I don't really care for them. I don't like the style of writing, and like I understand, I guess they're important or whatever, but like I can Wikipedia, I can Google, and I can find all that shit out, okay? I took American history. I don't need to read a boring ass book. Honestly, it's because of English that I hate To Kill a Mockingbird. I hate Invisible Man. I hated The Scarlet Letter. What were the other ones they made us read? There was quite a few other ones they made us read in school. I didn't like any of them except for Dracula. Dracula wasn't bad. I might reread it in the future one day, but I don't reach for it. I don't really get much for it, you know? Next is a popular or beloved character that you do not like. Will Herondale. Carbon copy of Jace. I understand. I'm not going to spoil it. Like, I know the relation, okay? I get it. But it was literally just like, it was just like Jace, but not as good as Jace. I felt like Will tried to be Jace, but was not Jace. And it really bothered me because it's like Cassandra Clare could have been a little bit more creative. I was mostly frustrated with him throughout the whole thing. That was another thing I disliked. It started happening in book 2, like, him, Tessa, no. No. I mean, he's like enjoyable, but I don't really like him. A popular author that you can't seem to get into, for that I would have to choose Lauren Oliver. I read Delirium, you guys know one of my most disliked books I've ever read for multiple reasons. But I tried reading Replica by her and I also wasn't feeling that. So I don't know if it's like her style of writing or just something about it, but I mean, I'll keep trying. I'm gonna read Replica. I want to read it because the idea sounds good and I am intrigued, but I just don't click with the books. If I'm reading 100-something pages of your book and I still don't like it, like there's an issue for me with them and that book. But Lauren Oliver and John Green, for sure. John Green I have issues with for sure, for sure. Next is a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. Okay, I know in the first time I did this, I was talking about romance. I have come to terms with romance in books. I still think that sometimes it's too much, but I'm going to be specific. Instant love is a no. I have read a few books that have instant love in them, but it actually makes sense in those books, whatever it's for, whether it's because they have known each other in another life or something like that. Like, I understand those cases, but when it's just randomly put like you love, like, that's just stupid. It don't make no sense. And no me gusta. Number 8 is a popular series that you have no interest in reading. I have 2 at the moment that I just came up with 2 that I know I'll never read. First off, Lord of the Rings. Hell no. I do not like those movies. No. No, no, no. I don't care how much I like fantasy. That's just not my thing. No Lord of the Rings. Lunar Chronicles is another one that doesn't really catch my attention. I don't know why. I mean, like, I like Disney and, like, the fairy tales and stuff, but I think the idea of it is just kind of like, meh. I'm not really into it. Like, I used to watch Once Upon a Time, but then I got really sick of the show. So, like, I think that's the only reason why, because I do want to read Heartless, but that's because I really like Alice in Wonderland. Other than that, I just don't care. And the last one, number 9, is the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie. But name a name a movie or TV show that's better than the book. This one's really fucking easy. The 100. I like the books, don't get me wrong. Like, I read them, I do enjoy them. The last book had me, like, teary-eyed off and on throughout the whole thing. But it is not the show. There's characters that are in the show that are not in the book. The characters in the show that are in the book are better in the show. There's only one character that I wish was in the book that was in the show. He got killed off pretty early, and I actually really like him in the book series. I really like him. But other than that, like, there's characters that aren't there. It's just the show's so much better. The only thing the show's not giving me is Bellark, and that is one of my biggest fucking ships of all time. I love Bellamy and Clark. I want them together so bad. But the show's 10 times better than the book, okay? CW knows how to make good shows. Like Vampire Diaries. Vampire Diaries is 10 times better than the freaking book series, okay? Like, there's just some things that the CW knows how to do. I think they would have done a really good job with Shadowhunters. I'm still disappointed. Freeform, ABC Family, whatever is the one that picked it up. That's totally off topic. So that is the Unpopular Opinions Tag 2.0 edition. Comment down below your answers, or if you have a video, comment down below what your link is so I can go watch it. I'll leave the questions down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.